Hello and welcome to another episode of Inside Admission at Wilmington College. I'm Danny Harp, Associate Director of Admission, and joining me today is my colleague, Jenny Tower. I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell you a little bit more about the role she plays here in the Office of Admission.
Thank you, Danny. As Danny mentioned, my name is Jenny Tower. I'm a Senior Admission Counselor here at Wilmington, as well as a recruiter for our Ag and Equine programs. Additionally, I get the opportunity to work alongside Danny with our Student Ambassador program within the Office of Admission.
Thank you, Jenny. So 2021, January, students are looking forward to attending college in the fall. Some may think that seems like a long time off, plenty of time to get everything done. For the student that hasn't taken the first step, what is your advice? What are some things they need to be thinking about, and what are some steps they need to be taking?
Certainly. So first, I would say it's not too late to start the college search process, but we do need to be timely to make sure we can get everything completed necessary for a student to be able to make the best decision for them as far as what school to attend in the fall. For that student that's just starting the process, I encourage them to go ahead and take those first steps. Start researching colleges and institutions they might be interested in attending. See if there's an opportunity to visit a college campus, if not in person, virtually. We're hosting individual visits every weekday, and so if that's an opportunity, certainly make that step, go visit that college campus. Look to apply. Most applications are all online, and they're usually pretty quick and easy to complete, and that is a very great way for a student to initially start their college search process. And then obviously we're getting ready to start financial aid season, if not in financial aid season, and so if a student and their family has not begun to look into the FAFSA process, that is also something I encourage.
Okay, very good. So let's say a student has applied. What, in addition to the application, will we need to complete the admission process?
So here at Wilmington, in addition to the actual physical application, we do require a high school transcript. If a student has had the opportunity to take an ACT or an SAT, we do also encourage that. So my recommendation is, regardless of where a student is at in the process, make sure that you just have good communication with the college or university you're looking at and good communication with the counselor you're working with. We'll be able to tell a student if they're missing any type of documentation, if we're needing extra materials from them in order to move them to that all-important acceptance status.
Very good. And I want to emphasize, here at Wilmington College, we have a very personal admission process. Our counselors are in place to assist you and to partner with you through that entire process. So Jenny, we have a student that has applied. They've been accepted. What can they expect now moving forward from us? And what, as counselors, can we or should we expect from them as far as keeping that communication line open as a two-way street?
In my opinion, the acceptance process or being accepted is when it becomes really exciting for a student, because they're no longer maybe just looking at Wilmington College, but they now have that in and they're accepted, and we can start having bigger conversations about their opportunities. And so the biggest thing about that point in the conversation is just making sure that we have everything aligned that we need for that student to make that next decision. And so, have they completed that FAFSA application? If they completed it, is there the opportunity to start talking about financial aid and affordability? If the student hasn't started the FAFSA and they need help figuring out how to even tackle financial aid, having that conversation with us to make sure that happens as well.
And for some who have been accepted and who are even completing the financial aid process, if they've not visited, we certainly want to emphasize that our doors are wide open for campus visits. So we certainly encourage you and your family to come and visit. So for the parents who might be watching this particular episode, I'm sure they have a lot of questions. What can you share with them as far as assuring them that if it's their first time to send a child to college, any questions that they might have that need to be answered, what can you do and share with them as far as assuring them that we're here to partner with them?
Definitely. So as we mentioned earlier, communication is key throughout the entire college search process. We realize it's your student and ultimately that's going to be attending college, but we also understand that you're a huge role in support of helping your student get to this point. And so, Danny and I are here as a resource. We do this every single day. Most of you do not, and so definitely utilize this as a resource. We're here to help.
And we understand that.
Yeah.
We understand that this is not something you do every day, so do not hesitate to call.
Yes, and the biggest thing too is I know even in current society and current climate, sometimes communication can be lacking in our busy lives. And so, I encourage students and parents just to make sure that you're touching base on a regular basis with one another, making sure that if your student or you as a parent have received communication from college or a college, that you're having that conversation and you make sure that everybody's on the same page. Students can complete a lot of the college search process, but at a certain point, it is essential that a parent also is part of that conversation. And so just making sure, once again, that that line of communication is open, and you are aware that, you know, us as counselors, as professionals at Wilmington College, we're here to assist and help a student through that entire process, and ultimately helping that student, you know, decide if we're the right fit.
Yeah, very good. So the message we're both wanting you to hear today is it's time. It's time to apply, it's time to visit, it's time to file that FAFSA, it's time to ask those questions that pertain to your ultimate enrollment here at Wilmington College in the fall. And again, I can't emphasize enough, we are here to help, as are the other admission counselors on our team. Jenny, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Inside Admission. We'll see you next week. Thank you.